Thank you, Milinji, for coming on the camera. I hope my screen is visible and I am audible.
Yes.
Perfect. Today, I want to share a book on storytelling, story worthy. And the book was written by a great storyteller called Matthew Dix. Matthew Dix had won, when the book was written, as shown on the cover page, 36 story moth and endless grand slams, 5 to be precise. But if right now you watch the record of Matthew Dix, it even touched more than 100 and more than 9 Grand Slam storytelling competitions. He is a genius when it comes to telling stories. The book is named Story Worthy: Engage, Teach, Persuade, and Change Your Life Through the Art of Storytelling. As I said about the author, he is a decorated moth storyteller. Now, few of you might not be knowing what is Moth. Moth is an independent organization which at scale organize storytelling competitions in different locations all around the world. And he has won and delivered more than 100 stories and came first. And they also go at the international level and organize story slams, grand slams. He won it more than 9 times as I checked recently. He was an elementary school teacher and he is also a novelist. If I share the book only in 3 lines, I would say it is one of the most engaging and practical book that I have ever read. It helps us telling the stories, and telling the stories can change our life. And in my opinion, everyone must read the book. The impact on me: I have been studying communication, storytellers, speakers, orators for more than a decade now. I devoured, digested, and deconstructed so many stories and speeches. It's my passion to help people become a great orator apart from my corporate job. So it has changed the way I started my journey as a storyteller. It was the first book that I read, and I recommend to all my mentees that if you want to start to tell better stories, you need to start with this book. Few of you might be thinking why stories are important. May I ask to some of you why you think in the age of AI stories are important? Anyone?
Everyone loves to hear the story, and it's a good way to catch the attention of the people. A story
Got it.
easily we can remember and connect.
Yes. Anyone else?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now, Rajeshwari ji, why we
Yeah.
want to
Stories is
learn the
basically,
my question was why we want to learn the art of storytelling. Isn't it an old age drama or old age tales of stories where now AI will give you any story, you
yeah.
just put a prompt? Why someone would learn to tell a better story? Why is it a need now?
Because, yeah, I have an answer. Because, when you tell a story, you're talking about yourself. You are reflecting on yourself, and then you come about whatever you think. So you want to convey. It's a mean of, you're just communicating what you want to. So that's where a story is, I mean, in my opinion.
I would say it like this, that AI can generate the content which all of us together cannot create in less than a second. That's true, absolute fact. And we need to use AI. I'm not here to tell you not to use AI. It's a great tool, it's a great assistant, just like any other tool. It depends how we are going to use it, and it will serve us or it will harm us because of the way we are going to use it. Now, when it comes to storytelling, storytelling is nothing but telling the stories from the lived experiences. I have lived different stories. Rajeshwari ji lived different stories. Milind had lived different stories. And this storytelling from the life cannot be done using AI, because everything on earth has been already written in books. If you know the books of habits, first thing that comes to mind, James Clear, that Atomic Habits. What he had written knew. Everyone knew about habits from the beginning, since the time of evolution of mankind. But he just provided his personal point of view and he told his life perspective. That makes whole difference. If I write today that habits are good on Twitter, no one will even like it. But if James Clear put it, millions of likes will appear. That is the power of lived experience and telling it a way that audience can connect to it. That is, such storytellers live beyond time. Steve Jobs had a quote that the most powerful person on in the world is a storyteller because they set the vision and culture of the world's direction. Many of us miss that telling a story is not just a storytelling. I have been working with many individuals who want to sharpen their storytelling for sales, for personal branding, for setting the cultures. The leaders are utilizing the leadership tool as storytelling. And storytelling is much beyond our comprehension because we all are wired to tell stories and to remember stories. When was the last time you remembered a PowerPoint graphics or the slide deck? And when was the last time you remembered a story? Let me ask you another question. Who here remember the Archimedes principle or Newton's law or Einstein's equation? But we all remember the Apple fell and the Einstein got 100,000 times success, and we all remember Archimedes ran out saying Eureka, Eureka, Eureka. Because those stories, when told right, they make the facts even more impressive. So facts alone just inform, stories transform. And the third thing that impacted me a lot is the third point that don't memorize the story word by word. And that is something I live by even now. I did not prepare this presentation word by word or script. I go ad lib because that is where the connection lies. If I remember word by word and deliver like a mechanical AI, then you will not feel the connection that human need to have. So these are the three things that I really loved. One, the storytelling, and that made me even believe more in power of stories. That I started living my life after listening to story shared by Steve Jobs from the Stanford stage. And you might have watched that speech. There is an exercise in the book which is called Homework for Life. Have you heard? I want to just ask if any one of you have heard about Homework for Life. Okay. Many, when come to mentoring or learning storytelling, they have the issue that they can't find stories to tell on a stage or tell in a corporate life or in their speeches. The Homework for Life is a tool where author Matthew Dick says that at the end of the day, you sit down and you just remember what you experienced throughout the day, especially when there is related to change or any particular emotion that you felt. If you write down daily of what you felt and what experience you had, any change you observed, at the end of a month or more than that, you will have a library of stories. We miss the daily moments and daily stories from our life, and at the end, we ask ourselves that we don't have that much of stories. So try it for 4 to 5 days, and it completely changed my life. The writing of stories did not only help me to tell better stories, it helped me profoundly as a person who understand my mindset. Because I write stories, it make my mind a bit softer, a bit lighter, and I also can see on the page that how my life is progressing. So it's a beautiful way called Homework for Life that at the end of the day, you ask yourself, what has changed today? What emotion did I feel today? And that will give you the story. And the third thing, as I said, that don't memorize the story word by word. And that is what I always do. I have mentioned few of the key takeaways and I could not change the language which he has used. So I wanted to use it as is and I'll then describe in a bit. That no one ever made a decision because of a number. They need a story. When was the last time you bought something because of the number or the price? It's always because of a story. People buy Apple even it is costlier than Android because of the story that everyone has been telling and the company has been marketing. No wonder that whatever you have, the watch you have or the shoes you have, either Adidas or Nike, it shows what story you believe in. Whether you have a pen of certain style or panache or anything that you are using has a story behind it. The color of clothes that you are wearing has a story behind it. The way you look at the world has a story behind it. Every person has a story to tell, though you have to be looking for them, just like homework for life. Their stories are about the smallest moments. This was an eye opener because the author says that you don't need to go to jail or reach a summit of a mountain or do anything earth shattering to have a better story. You just need 5 seconds change of your life and the craft and art to make it a story. Because at the any story's heart, those are 5 seconds change, nothing bigger than that. Great stories are not great because they contain a big plot or lots of action. They are great because the storyteller follows a logical structure and transports the audience into the story. And the best part is the structure can be learned. No one is a born storyteller. There is a structure, there is a framework which has been used, replicated multiple times like a machine, and that gives the output. You watch any movie, any series, any serial. It's the craft that matters. The key thing with stories is that they need to be about transformation. If there is no transformation or if there is no challenge, there is no story. Let me give you an example. There was a boy and a girl who studied together in a school, went to the college, got married, got son and daughter, they got married, they got grandchildren, they died happily after. Would you go and watch this kind of story or a movie? Human minds love struggle. There has to be something in conflict, and there has to be something at the climax for us to cheer for or either cry for. Those are the only ways that we pay money or we get invested emotionally for the stories or the movies that we are going to watch. So the key thing with the stories is that they need to be about transformation, not information. You start somewhere and somewhere else, either physically or mentally, and needs to convey change. Simply put, and this is the structural part where I cannot do justice in this short amount of time. Simply put, the beginning of the story should be opposite to the end. That once you know the end of your story, the author highly recommend you start with the end and then find the opposite. That will be your opening. And then messy middle in between, that revelation, realization, conflict, and change. This is what creates an arc in the story. Start with a story, not summary with a story. I tell whoever I teach and mentor and coach about storytelling that the worst word, or it is a crime to use S word when you want to share a story. And those who know me, that S word is story. The moment you say, I have a story for you, their mind goes off. You just jump into the story and start sharing the story. Let me give you an example. Rather than telling that I have a story to tell, you say, in 2016, when I was sitting alone in a room on my leathered black sofa, I saw someone coming near me, and suddenly there was a power cut. and someone whispered in my ear. Would you like to know what he said? Right. But
Yes.
if I had told, this is just I made up in impromptu. So, but if I had told it is a story, then our mind already goes off. So just jump into the action. If you have seen movies or series that directly show the shot, they don't tell the background that this is what, this is what. They just jump into the action, and that's how the story should start. That's what author recommends, and that's what I have experienced. There is no need to describe the tone and tenor of the onset. Just start with the story, and whenever possible, open with movement, forward progress. Audiences should much rather hear about incremental, tenacious growth rather than an overnight success. That's what I said. That you don't want to listen to a story that someone got a lottery ticket and became overnight success. If you want to love that story, it needs to have the struggle in the back end. Then only you love it. Otherwise, overnight success or someone who's already scoring A grade and A plus and gold medalist, living the life beautifully, becoming the doctor and becoming the richest person in the world, there is no friction in it. There is no conflict in it. And conflict is the engine of any story. Struggle is the lifeblood of any story. The sentence your audience has been waiting to hear, this is the moment to use an hourglass. It's time to slow things down. Just like I had done. I slowed things down and then I asked, do you want to know the answer? Grind them to a halt when possible. When you know the audience is hanging on every word, let them hang. Drag out the weight as long as possible. In one line, Methodix tells that storytelling in right way is story message delaying. More you delay the message, more the audiences are on their seat to know what's going to come next. This is the sentence from the book that storytellers have superpower. They can make people feel good and whole and right. They can inspire and inform. They can make people see the world in a new way. They can make people feel better about themselves. And that was it I wanted to share with you. As I said, this is not something that I can do justice in this short period of time, but it was my attempt to show that what storytelling can do. It literally changed my life, and I would recommend it to anyone. It's not about people in sales, or it's not about people who are having business, or it's not about coaches or speakers or public speakers. Every time we are telling a story to everyone, either to our spouse, our boss, our friend, our colleague, our son, our daughter, there is a story. And you know the most important story, we tell it to ourselves. So if you know the structure of a story and the impact of the story, you start telling better story to yourself. And from that angle, the world starts shifting. If you want to change the world, you need to change the story that you play inside your brain. I just want to open it for 2 to 3 minutes if the time permits as an open forum, and then we will have a great presentation by Miss Padma.
Very interesting, Chintan. In fact, exactly is what I'm also now, like story and scripts is what I'm also connecting now. And it's just a beautiful coincidence that, you took this, and I would love to connect with this. And thank you so much. Lovely, lovely.
Thank you so much. Get the book, as I mentioned. Anyone and everyone who learns storytelling or who loves to learn about storytelling, this is the first book that I recommend to them. And it's so engaging and so powerful that it is like a timeless epic, like the Atomic Habits or Psychology of Money, or those are the books when we remember you find it in on every shelf of the home. This is that kind of a book that story worthy can change the story of your life. So I recommend highly to anyone and everyone to read this book. And it's a small read, it's not a gigantic book, it's a medium read, and the language is super easy. Thank you, Padma, for that comments.
Thank you so much.
Chintan, thanks for presentation. You came up with a very totally different book altogether, and I think it is this type of subjects are really close to our heart. I can directly relate, miss your sessions, and I definitely I'm going to read this particular book. Is with the movie Dhurandhar. That
Yeah,
is always I ask myself how I'm able to sit for those 7 and 8, 9 hours for that movie, even if there is a violence and all that. If I just take that particular violence part out, because I watch many English movies of violence and all that, it is pure storytelling, the way this thing and all that. So I think your this particular book and whatever you shared today, I think I'm going to rewatch again this thing, and yeah, definitely I'll get some elements. There is a lot now I can watch the movie in totally different ways. Yeah,
absolutely. And there is a structure, a detailed structure in this book. And if you read it more, anyone who reads it more, I can tell even better depth of the stories. Just one thing, Milinji, that I have seen many people coming to me if they are storytellers or public speakers, that the attention span of human has reduced to 7 seconds or something, like a
yes,
goldfish.
yes,
It's a problem of a storyteller. Like Durandar makes you sit
mm,
for 4 hours. Football match can make you wake up until night because it's a
yeah,
story of the history
yeah,
which is in making, right? The series that you watch, once you are hooked, you cannot sleep entire night. The book you read has a story, cannot let you sleep or go to office. Sometimes you take a day off. So if the story and the storyteller is good enough, attention span is always there.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
problem of a storyteller that they cannot hold the attention.
That's very true.
That is what I believe.
No,
Very
no,
true.
it's correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like the part which you where you said that yes, actually, whenever you talk to your wife or your son or whatever members, whatever you speak, whatever comes out of your mouth is actually a story. Yeah, I really love that line. But yeah,
Yeah,
lot to this thing. Yeah,
yes. So humans are storytellers, born storytellers. Even when we did not have the language, we were sitting around the fire and telling the stories. When no lesson was available in the books, they were passing the message and the culture through stories. We all still appreciate the lords and gods and our grandfathers and grandmothers and all because the stories we listen to Mahabharata, Ramayana, whether those are true stories or mythical, it's fine. But those are stories told in a way that we still cannot forget those. We still respect. Just like Apple, as I said, that people are lining up in the queue. Already they know that tomorrow they'll get the same phone. And they are paying maybe twice or thrice amount of money than the Android phone. Or you are buying or someone is buying Nike shoes, thinking that you are going to buy a piece of a story of the athlete's journey. So Nike doesn't sell shoes, it sells a story of an athlete. Coca-Cola doesn't sell a drink, Coca-Cola sells a story of happiness. Anything and anywhere, it's not the product, it's the story that you are going to buy. Because the last comment is the difference between Timex and Rolex is not just 3 words, it's the story they say. Because both of them tell the exact same time. I have never seen a person having better time wearing a Rolex or bad time wearing a Timex. But there is a queue where you need to register, and very few get Rolex because the story that it has told. Otherwise, the time is same what Rolex and Timex will show, right?
yeah,
The same with anything that is available in market. I still remember that if you had accidentally put down a color or anything on the carpet and you go and throw it into the dustbin, but if you put it in a great frame and put it in a gallery of art, it might be sold to a museum if you have a better story at the footnote saying that this was made by someone having this or that. And that's the power of a story.
yeah,
Absolutely, Chintan. Like this is one of my favorite books as well. So probably I read it about 10 to 12 years ago.
Yeah,
And
Paul.
so when I take my training sessions on sales, the first opening statement which I use in all my training is what do you sell and what do you buy? So people only buy and sell stories. That's the only thing that you're buying, or that's the only thing that you're selling. Like even if you before buying a car, you are listening to the story of the car based on the way you want to listen to it. So that's why the seller asks you that which car did you own now, and what made you buy that car. So when you say that this is why I purchased that car, he creates another story out of your story, relate it, and make it a similar one which you are comfortable to listen. Okay, and then he adds more characters to it. If we are talking about the colors, we are talking about the shades, we are talking about the engine, we are talking about the interiors. These are all stories. Every advertisement is a story,
Absolutely.
and all ads are designed to tell the stories to children. They are not designed to tell the stories to us. You know,
Yes.
children tell us what to do. And there's a science called ontology, which says that each of us is a 6-year young child inside.
Yep.
So every ad is designed to make it interesting for a 6-year young child. So when you get into that state of mind, you actually start thinking about it. Chalo, ye
Yeah.
ek baar parak karke dekhte hain, kind of thing.
Yeah. Everything that we buy it emotionally first, then we justify with a logic, right?
Absolutely.
Otherwise, our logical brain would never allow us to spend more money on certain brand which is having lesser features than the ones which are having. When Steve Jobs used to reveal, and I always talk about Steve Jobs because he's the one inspired me. You watch any product reveal of Steve Jobs, he never talks about features. He say 1,000 songs in your smallest jean pocket. He touches the emotional core of a human mind. He never shares 1 TB data and all. He never says. He
Absolutely.
comes with an envelope on the stage and say, thinnest than the air iMac. And that makes whole difference, right? No one is buying the features. Apple has been sharing or selling the same phone almost, but still the story is being sold. I don't know what they are changing in terms of feature apart from slight tweaks, but it's the story that people keep on buying and lining up, right? Even their store managers are called genius, if any one of you know, right? So everything is designed in a way that you go to an Apple store, the customer care person is called genius, Apple genius. So everything is designed in a way that there is no emotional part of you that is left untouched. And you talked about sales. I would say we all are in sales and we all tell stories. Because if you want to get into interview, you need to tell a story and sell yourself. If you need to convince your brother, sister, wife, or husband, or anyone, you need to tell a story and sell your opinion.
I will just interrupt here. It is actually the story, every individual, they write their unconscious story at the age of 6, and that forms their personality. You
Yeah.
know, the story that they write, that is also the exact subject which I'm going to talk today. One
Perfect.
part.
Perfect. So I'll hand it over to you. And right, I work on few leaders who have certain type of stories in their hard disk or operating system. And if you need to change their behavior and their belief system, we need to work on the stories that they tell. So if you want to change a person, work on the stories that they believe in. Otherwise, you can show a carrot on a stick and it will never work. Over to you, Padmaji.
Thank you. Thank you. I would love to connect with you, Chintan. Excellent. Lovely. I really liked it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chintan.
Okay. Can I start? Okay.
Yes, Padma ma'am.
Yeah, let me start presenting. Okay, lovely evening to all of you. See, I also want to seek all your wishes because this is going to be my, first structured presentation about the subject. So I just would like to take all your wishes. Okay. The name of the book that I am going to present today is I Am Okay, You're Okay. This is by Thomas Harris. Okay. Rajeshwari, you want to just display the name of the front page alone? I just
Yes,
send
ma'am.
that first page alone. Thank you, Rajeshwari.
Just a second.
No, this is just in case, a visualization will be more. Yeah. So this is the title of the book, I Am Okay, You're Okay. And this is written by Thomas Harris. So the title, this book, this is just simple 4 words. And these words decide if your relationship will grow or break, either be it at home or at work or even with your own self. So this is the beauty of this book. Okay. Why read this book? I have two reasons for this. The first reason is it is a mirror. Okay, the book is a mirror. You'll catch up which version of you is talking and how you are thinking. And in the sense, like how you will be in a meeting, and when you how you will talk, or how you will think when you're in a when you have an argument, or while interacting with your kids anywhere. Supposing you go and go to a shop, the shopkeeper, how do you talk to them? So all, even for that matter, even strangers. So this is a mirror, exactly tells you where you are, what you think, and what you are uh, talking. And then the second reason is it gives you a tool. It is like, once you know it, like once you know it from which place you're, I'll talk about it furthermore. This is just a brief introduction which I thought I will tell you. So this is, once you come to know about from which place you're talking, I can promise you that you can in fact stop reacting, but respond. In 30 seconds, you can analyze where you are. So if you just take time and think from which place you're talking, when you catch up on that, you can definitely alter this, and then really you can handle anything in life. This is what I just wanted to convey here. And about the author is Eric Berne. This is called transactional analysis. Before that, the book name is I'm Okay, You're Okay. This is the book is based on transactional analysis, and this transactional analysis is developed by Eric Berne. And Eric Berne is a psychiatrist. He believed that psychology shouldn't be limited to experts alone, and it should be understandable to everyone. And that is why he used simple words. By moving forward, I will be telling you what is a parent, what is a child, what is an adult. So he used only simple words where everybody can relate. And then the author of the book, Thomas Harris, he is a student of Eric Berne. And he wrote this book, I'm Okay, You're Okay, to make the transactional analysis more practical and accessible for even ordinary people. So this is it. Now, what do you mean by transaction? Transaction is a conversation that when one person sends a message to another, the other will respond. For example, a mother says, please finish your homework. The child will say, okay, I will do it now. So this is the transaction. So mother is saying something, the child is responding. So every day, from the moment we wake up until we go to the bed, we engage in hundreds of transactions with our elders, children, spouse, colleague, friends, and even strangers. These are all called transactions. And yes, there are three main types of transaction, basically, which is used in TA. Okay, now, where can we use TA? Just a second. No, I'll just have some water. Just a second. Okay. What are the areas that we use TA? Okay, in therapy, we can use it. We can use it in leadership. We can use it in parenting. We can use it in education and personal growth. I will say mainly personal growth, because only if you change, every relationship around you change. So now, the main part of TA is this. There are three ego states. That is parent, child, and the adult. So when I say parent, they're not related to any age. It's not like old people and all that. They're old. It's not like that. So even a 5-year-old can speak like an adult, and a 20-year-old adult can react like a child. So every individual has, at a point, they will have within themselves at different moments in the same day. We all move through a parent, child, and an adult. So the parent here is always, what do you mean by parent? Parent is, it's like always advising, judgment, lot of shoulds. Don't do this, don't do that, you must do this. There are a lot of rules, and all these comes from a place of parent. And then the child. Child is basically full of curiosity and then feelings, fun, pleasure, regret, and all these are from the place of child. And then comes the adult. Adult is very logical, practical, fact analyzing. People be in the here and now. So you react, you think logically, you are in the here and now situation. Now, for example, supposing there is a deadline. Okay, there is a deadline, and you miss that. Okay, you miss it. So, what will the parent in you? So, you are. I told you already. Parent, adult, and child will be always within you. So, the parent in you will say, "Oh, if you miss a deadline, it will say, oh, you spoiled it. You all spoiled it. Not you spoiled it. You all spoiled it. It's all because of you. You could have been better. You could have been more punctual." So this is the parent talking from inside you. And the child will say, it is all my mistake. It is all over. That's it. We can't do anything. So this is the child. And then the adult will say, we missed it. What is the next step? So did you notice here? Only adult, it solves the problem. Okay. Shall we have a small game-like activity? I just wanted to just to make me clear, or let me understand that you have understood what I'm trying to tell you. So the common ground example we will take. Okay, railway station. The train is announced that it is going to, there is an announcement that the train is going to be late by 20 minutes. Now, usually, what will be the parent opinion? Can you tell? No, I don't want to say this. I will just tell you all the sentences. Just find out which is parent, which is adult, and which is child. Usually the train is like this. I know. That is why I should see the train properly. I should have checked at least if I have closed the front door properly. If I had locked it. Having known that this train is always late, I could have done this. I shouldn't have rushed. So this is one statement. The another statement is, it is so boring to wait. I can't do this. I can't do this waiting, crying, and all those irritated feeling. And let us drink coffee and relax. So these are the three statements. Can you tell me which is parent, which is child, and which is adult here?
I
Yeah,
can't.
parent, child, adult. First, second, third.
Pardon me?
Parent, child, adult, first, second, third.
Yes. So I'm happy you got it. So this is what the parent, child, and adult is. So the parent always complains. So the child, always regrets and all these things. So adult is, let's, relax. No, real situation, the practical scenario. This is the adult. So beautiful. Good. Thank you. And then comes the life positions. There are 4 life positions. That's a quadrant. Rajeshwari, you'll just share the screen, please.
Am I sharing the right one, ma'am?
Yes, absolutely, Rajeshwari. Thank you. So there are 4 quadrants. Okay. One is, see, if your life position is, I am okay, you're okay. That means, that is, I am okay in the sense, everything is fine with me, everything is fine with you. So if this is your thought process, then if you are in this state, then the belief about yourself, that is, you are a very positive person. And what do you believe about others? You think that others are also positive. And what is the impact that you will have when you feel that you are positive, when you think that the others are positive? What is the impact? It is a healthy relationship, and you are a very confident person. Okay. The next position is, I am okay, you are not okay. So here, I am okay. So everything is fine with me. I am positive. You are not okay. You are negative. So these people, they are, the impact that they have is, they are very defensive, very controlling behavior. They think that, they know everything. They're very arrogant. They feel that, I know everything. That attitude is there in them. So that is the second position. The third is, I am not okay, you are okay. That is, the belief about yourself will be negative, and what you believe others is positive. Here it will be, you have a very inferior personality, like you have very low self-esteem, you think that you're not capable, people, you will be a people pleasing person, you want others to appreciate you. So this is the impact when you are in the third zone, where I am not okay, the others are always okay. The fourth one is, I am not okay, neither you are not okay. So in the sense, I'm also not good, you're also not good. So the belief about you will be negative, the belief about others will be negative, and the impact that this quadrant brings is very hopelessness. Everything is a waste, the withdrawal, they don't want to live their life happily, so always cribbing. So this is the four aspects. So the ideal thing is, you should always be in the first quadrant, which is, I am okay, you're okay. Be positive about yourself, believe about others as positive, they know everything. And then they all, I mean, not that they know everything, they also know everything. If I can know everything, they can also know everything. And the impact is going to be, you are going to have a wonderful relationship with everyone, and you are going to be a very confident person. This is the life position. I can keep going on in this more and more with examples and all that. I think for the time being, I hope I've explained this life position clearly and you've got it. Okay, there is another two more things which I thought I can just talk about. One is exactly like what Chintan, if I'm right on his name, am I right? He's he just presented the story, the previous 8 to 9. I know what is Chintan. Am I right, Rajeshwari? Hello.
Yes, Chintan and Peace State.
Yeah. So it is almost similar. Okay. That is the live script and stroke. So now let's talk. We'll talk about these two important aspects of TA. This is what is live script. A live script is nothing but an unconscious story that we write about ourselves when we are at the age of 6. This is like you would have formed a personality by listening. At the age of 6 itself, you form a personality. So this is the life script that has been formed. And that as you grow up, you can always adapt it and change it. But the script is already carved in you that, at the age of 6, it's very unbelievable, but this is what it is. And we decide things like, I have to be perfect. I'm not good enough. I can't trust anyone. I must make everyone happy. So this is the script that you form at a very young age. And then what we do as adults, we keep acting out the same story again and again. We want to please people. So as you grow up, as you become an adult, you want to, this is embedded in you. This is always with you, like I'm not good enough and I must be successful. And I will keep finding situations to prove this always, like I'm not good enough, I should be successful, I should not do this. So all these things, you will keep telling this, you'll keep living in this always throughout your entire life. So the book says we are not living our life, we are just repeating our childhood script. So this is very, very important. So what the book TA says is, when you do like this, when you don't change what you do, so that is why we say that observe according to the life position, take time, think which position are you in, which quadrant. When you talk to others, just reflect, which position am I talking. So when I'm explaining now, I always feel that, oh, are they getting me right? Am I doing it well? So the child in me is now talking, like the child in me says that, I need that applause from all of you. So this is what every time, every moment, we all keep running this parent, adult and child within us always, non-stop. So this is the life script. And of course, there are strokes. Strokes are units of recognition. It is attention we all need to feel alive. Look, we need strokes. So I expect once I finish this, I will expect somebody to see even now when I asked, did you follow? When everybody kept quiet, I was just thinking, why is nobody not replying? Am I boring? Am I doing it correctly or not? So I am looking for that appreciation. This is the stroke. This is a stroke that everybody, they want that attention. We need to feel alive, and we need this attention. So a good job, a good job, it is a positive stroke. Somebody says, oh Padma, you did it so well. Somebody is going to give me a compliment like this. I will say, good job Padma. I will feel so happy. And then a criticism is also a stroke on the other hand. And for example, if somebody tells me, no Padma, I think you were dragging too much, and I think you could have come out with better examples, more examples. And when somebody is going to tell me like this, that is also a stroke, though it is called as a negative stroke. It's not a positive stroke, it's a negative stroke, but that is also a stroke. So every negative attention is better than no attention. See, at least that is better than, I ask something, you don't reply anything, you're all so blank. That is even more bad than, you can at least say, that is at least better in some way. So, okay. The problem is most of us run our script, we run our script to get the stroke. So if my script is, I'm a victim, I will complain to get sympathy strokes. I'll keep complaining because I want your sympathy. So I'll keep telling something. See, I did this. Actually, I don't know how to put the slides, I don't know how to prepare. So just 3 slides I've done. I wanted to do more. Maybe the next time I will do. So all these are, like I am now standing from the part of a victim. So these are the sympathy gaining strokes. So that's it. Okay. I'm okay, you're okay. This teaches us, what does it teach? So ultimately, what does this book teach? It teaches become aware of your script, be aware of your script, and start giving and asking for healthy strokes, as an adult. So the message is, tear up all the old script, child script that you have, and then choose a new one. I'm okay, you're okay. So from now on, before you speak, ask a question to yourself. Am I talking from a parent mode? Or am I talking from a child? Or am I an adult who is really responding and not reacting? So this is the beauty of transactional analysis. And yes, I'm done. Thank you.
Great, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Padmaji. You're absolutely okay, and we are everyone of us.
I got strokes. Yes, I'm happy.
You displayed both the sides of it.
You were coming so boldly and sharing.
Yeah.
I heard
Yes.
on Megam 26 also on that day.
Yes, Rajeshwari, I'm drawing all inspiration from you. See, sometimes subconsciously, you draw inspiration from people. Not necessary that I should literally, of course, when you're there, I can always stroke you. I can always tell you, yes, Rajeshwari, I'm drawing inspiration. But when I'm not seeing you, when I don't get the opportunity to talk to you or text you, I always feel, see Rajeshwari, how smart she is, how smiling she is, the way she comes every Friday to host the session. Why not I do some part? Why not I also contribute somewhere? So, yes, this is it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you, all from FELD
Thank
Group.
you.
A huge thanks to all of you. And yes, Vasuji, in fact, 2 weeks ago after the FELD session, I asked him, I'm just full of appreciation for the way you are telling stories, so beautifully, so coherently. I can't do that. I know the story, I know everything. For example, when I was just presenting few months ago, that was not a structure at all. I know everything. I had the contents with me, but I can't do it in a structured and organized way. So I asked Vasuji, can you tell me? Immediately, he took the initiative or to tell me how I should write a story or how I should tell a story. And that was really a beautiful transformation in me. I thought, though I took all the initiative because he has taken time to share that with me, I thought I should thank him for that. So I really wanted to do this since he asked me. There was no, I never had this decision of presenting this book. Last week, just like that, when he was asking, like, anybody wants to say something. So he was asking when there was a silence, I thought just like an impromptu, I told about TA. And immediately he asked me, why not you present this in FELD group? So I said, okay, one of these days I will do. He said, not one of these days, either next week or fix a date. So there I thought, okay, I will do it. And I really prepared this time. Not that I know everything. I prepared since afternoon. I spent almost 1.5 hours, though the subject is quite new. It's not new to me. It is a known subject to me, but then the order and everything coherently I placed it. I tried to grab few slides, and then I thought I can take a request from Rajeshwari to share it for me. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Padma ma'am, thank you so much for sharing this book. You have beautifully explained. I like your authenticity and curiosity to share this book and whatever you have learned from this book. Thank you so much for that. I just want to ask you, this book is not not familiar for me as well. I think I have not seen much. I want to ask you, what inspired you or who inspired you to read this book or
Okay.
go through this book?
Rajesh, this is no inspiration, Rajesh. Actually, I'm doing my psychology. Okay. I've just completed my MA in psychology through distance mode, IGNOU. And then now I want to take my career as a counselor. So to get hold of all the therapies, TA is one of the therapy where we approach people and we can treat people through TA. It's an eclectic approach. The entire psychology, there are a lot of therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, rational emotive therapy, gestalt therapy, and there are a lot of therapies, in TA. So in that, TA is one of the therapy. And so I thought for knowing TA actually impressed me so much. So to know further more about TA, I came to came across few books, and incidentally I got this book in a shop. So I thought I will read it, and here I am presenting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pinaki sir, would you like to share as you wanted? So our both speakers have shared, and if you
Rajeshwari, if you don't mind, I just want to ask one question from Padmaji.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So Padmaji, it was a wonderful presentation and very well explained with examples. I just have one question. Are these ego states, the parent, adult, and childhood, are they interchangeable or are they dependent on the situations?
No, they are see, you can change it. So once you analyze that you are in a parent state, just take time to analyze which state are you talking from. You're talking to a child. So at that point of time, you should analyze, are you just judging your child? And there are a lot more things to talk about this. A nurturing parent, a critical parent. There are I can't come short, furthermore make it brief. So I just gave the main thing alone. So at any moment, as I already told you, at any moment, these three will be running with us. So when you analyze, when you take time and when you talk, so you will know, when you say something, you will know, is my parent talking or is my child talking or is my adult reacting? Adult responding. So this is how you change yourself. Supposing you feel you're talking to somebody, you're talking in a very heated, say, I told you not to do like this. That time you should think, oh, my parent is talking, I should not do that. Let my adult do it. Let my parent sit silently. Let my adult behave now. Let my adult come out. So this is how you analyze. When you crib on something, when you lose something, when you miss something, and when you happen to see some failure or negative things. So what your child, so you should think, oh, this is a child in me keep telling me, oh, I've failed, I'm not able to do this. So it should not be like, let my adult come out. It's okay, what if, let failure be a success, let this be a stepping stone. So you will have to keep analyzing at every point of time, just keep thinking, which state of me is now very predominant. So that's how you adapt. So immediately in 30 seconds, that's why I said in 30 seconds, you should switch over. If your parent is dominant, switch over to your adult. If your child is dominant, switch over to your, adult. So adult is the best position, which I told you. That's the best quadrant. So where it is fact analyzing, very logical. So that's it.
So that means parents don't come under that category.
No, parents in the sense, that's why I told you, this is not, parent means it's not like age people, literal parents. What I say is the qualities of a parent. Okay. The qualities of a parent, like usually, generally, why he used the term, why did why did Eric Berne used parent? Because I can easily relate, because usually parents are a figure, like they keep advising us, they're more caring. There are, the parents are very responsible. So they always have a character built within themselves. They will always see which is right, because they live their experience. They would have lived their experience. They would have gathered experiences from from their elders. So all this would have given them certain ideas. So from that, from that place, when they talk, they live their experience. So they will know when you're going to talk to your child. So when you say don't do this, how do you know? Your parent must have told you. So that's what I meant by parent. That doesn't mean that parents are bad and all that. That is why I specifically emphasize that the parents means it comes from a already taken experience. That's what I meant by parent. And childish, child means like, very curious, immediately instantly they react. They don't take time. Immediately they react when they want something, they will cry. That's how the child in you behaves. So when you behave like that, you should bring yourself. You should be in a position to pull yourself to your adult state. What am I doing? Because there are even 30 years old, 40, even I am also behaving like that. When I talk to my daughters sometimes, even now, I'm, my daughters are so grown up, 25, 26 years. I tell them, no, you should not do this. When they tell me they are going out, yesterday I had an argument with my daughter. She said she wanted to go out this weekend with her friends. And she said she'll go in the morning and she'll come at 7. So what is this? Coming at 7 in the night, and you are all going with 2, 3 boys and 3 girls. What is all this? So this is the parent in me giving her advice. So now I will come to an adult position. Now, see where I will now I have to think myself. I have told her, I'm not justifying that, but I already told her this. But then after she left, after all this argument was over, I realized I was just contemplating. No, where am I talking from? Which era am I living? They're all the other people, they have no problem. Only I am creating, me as a parent, I am giving her this stress always. When she says that she wants to go out, I should also think, let me give her I only have to tell her, be careful, keep updating me. So this is where, when I tell her in this way, I'm behaving like an adult. I'm not behaving like a parent, just, from the place of a parent, just, very strict with her, telling her, do this, do that, you should not do that. All these things are very catastrophizing.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful, Padma.
Vasu, you wanted to
Awesome.
share? Yes, nice example.
Most husband-wife relationships are trapped because of this. When you actually act as a parent,
True.
it's a big trap, and many of us fail to notice it. So you just come out of the trap, behave like an adult, and then you see what happens.
Yes, TA is such a beautiful concept. This is just a very brief explanation which I gave. When you go inside TA, there are a lot of things. There is injunctions, and there are so many things. I definitely can't cover. In fact, I have to keep learning. I definitely can't cover at least the very little I know. I don't think I can cover it that early, because there are a lot of things to be covered in TA. That's such a beautiful therapy. It's basically a existential therapy, and it's a beautiful thing. Yes.
So what he talks about a husband-wife relationship?
What?
3 nuggets. Give us 3 nuggets.
Okay.
What TA talks about husband-wife relationships?
It doesn't talk about exactly like husband and wife relationship and all that. What I was trying to make you all understand is there is no like this relationship has to be like this. Every individual has got all these three qualities in the sense three characters within themselves. A parent, adult, and a child. When a husband talks to a wife, he should be in a position to understand: am I bossing over my wife? Is my parent doing this? Or am I behaving like a child? No, you should like me. You should give preference to me first. You're always sitting there. That is a child in me reacting. And this is what we should, the parent. So even in a husband and wife relationship, you will have to be very conscious to understand from which place, from which part are we talking, how are we behaving. So this analysis is what most important for us to handle everything in life, manage everything and effectively.
Absolutely. So it's all a game of perspective.
Absolutely. Not perspective, Pinaki. I won't call this perspective also. This is a game of, consciously uh, be aware of where you are coming from. So this is very, very important. So it is not like just vomiting whatever I know. I want to just talk. You should be very mindful when you talk. So when you talk, take time, think, what am I talking? So it's okay. You need not win. It's not a race anymore. Take time, think, and then, respond. Don't just immediately jump out and come out with, this is what exactly TA is. TA makes you so beautiful, actually. And yes.
So how can we take this to children? How can we
How
teach
do you
TA
take it to
to
children?
children?
Again, yeah, something you said?
Yeah, how can we teach children about TA?
We will tell them.
Say
See, we will
the
let them.
adolescents, the teenagers, for example.
Yes.
Let's take the teenagers.
Pinaki, I only have one thing here. See, even to a children, we will talk to them when I'm going to talk. See, they should, first of all, they are too young to understand. When you go and tell them, see, come, I'll talk to you about PA, parent, adult, and child. I will tell you, they will not have the patience to sit and listen to
Certainly.
all this. So, only a grown up, to an extent, a grown up person can really understand. So, they know the logic, they know the judgment, they know who's judging, they know what is to be carefree. So analyzing all this, having known all this, you should have lived your experience. So adapting from all these things, you can tell them, see, once you should slowly, it is like an injunction, you will have to slowly tell them. It is not like once in a day randomly you tell them, see, this is your nobody will listen. So every walk of life, you will have to talk to them. In every walk of life, tell them, see, when you're talking very, very, very casually, when you're in a conversation on a Sunday, so tell them when you're talking something, see, this is my parent now reacting. See, this is my child now reacting. You should actually respond from an adult state. Be mature. Don't we tell our kids? I'm sure we'll be telling them, no, no, don't behave like this. Be very mature. Be very responsible. I'm sure we would have told them. So just there is a way to tell them. Instead of directly telling, no, 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 you are very careless. You are very immature. This is not what, you're very irresponsible. This is not what a way you should convey your children. You should tell them, see, you should take time to reflect. And this is the way you should tell them. Take time to reflect, think, analyze. There is a scenario like this. Now take time to think, study the scenario, from which state it is coming. It all depends upon, Pinaki, you and I maybe now, yes, we may be interested in listening to parent adult. Even my own daughter, who is 26 years old, I don't think she'll say, get lost, you have no other work. I don't think she'll have the patience to listen. So we all now, having lived the life of a parent, we will know exactly how to, we also know how our child behaves. We are also seeing in the environment how the other kids are, how they behave with their parents. So it's a collective experience. So it doesn't randomly, just like that, you can't, there is no structure, or there is no story, or there is no definition for this as such. You will have to live it and then consciously realize and do it.
Padmaji, you were there with in that book now. Think again. So it's like adult is operating from the scientist mode, and rest of the others like they are preacher, prosecutor, and
Yes, yes,
politicians.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
correct.
yes, yes, yes.
Very much
So
similar.
scientist mode, what does the think again say? Scientist mode is like you'll have to keep inventing. So they get pleasure in doing it again and again until they see the success. You know? So that, am I right, Anjali?
Yes, yes, it is like that. But yeah, it also tells us to take a pause, reflect, and then try
Yes,
something.
yes, 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 exactly. You can connect it here. See, so actually speaking, all the books have some connection somewhere.
Yes,
It is up
yes.
to you to, like everything, like when you very deeply sit and literally analyze and structure it, you will really know that everybody has got the same point in a different, they are just explaining it in their own, way, a different way. However, that has, inspired them.
Right, right. Only the nomenclature is different. Otherwise, they
Absolutely.
all mean
Yes,
the same
yes,
thing.
yes, yes.
Thank you so much. You have so
Thank
much
you.
energy.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so
beautiful you
much.
are explaining. So much
Thank
gracious.
you. I'm so happy I could do that. Like I think this is my first presentation. I'm really happy. So maybe this is going to give me a stroke, and I will keep jumping. Like yes, I can do it, because this all I required all these days was the confidence. I never had confidence, and though I could speak loud and all that, I never had the confidence in myself. Whether I could present it or not. But now eventually I think I have the you know uh, idea as to how I can be confident. So I'm working on that. Maybe yes, in due course, I'll be happy to take all your wishes and present whenever I get the opportunity in FELD group.
Many, many positive strokes for you today.
Oh, so sweet of you. I'm really touched. Thank you so much, Anjali.
Okay, thank you, Padma. That's a lot of work behind. Could see that today. Thanks for being active and doing that.
Thank you. Thank you, Vasu. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Grateful. Yeah.